Hey there, it's Sam, and we are now going to talk about the virtual launch. How to launch your business effectively using the power of social media. Now, the first question is, why do a launch? Well, you want to tell your close family and friends that you've started a business or a new venture, or you're excited about a new product you've learned about and are using. You want to inform them about the LifeVantage products or opportunity in case they or someone they may know could benefit from this. And you could also potentially enroll a couple of customers or a new distributor, a team member to get started and really launch your business. But at the end of the day, this is really just to give awareness to the people around you, the people that you know and love and care about, that you're up to something and you're excited. So the first step is you're going to create the event itself. Now this event is going to be within Facebook. It's no kidding, you create an event in Facebook, you put the date, the time, the details of the event, what they're going to see, and that's how you create the event. And this is where people are going to RSVP and let you know if they're going to come or not be able to attend. So the next step would be to create your invite list, right? Now you're looking for if you really want to have a really successful launch, you'd love to invite 50 to 100 people, because the numbers just show that, even if you invite 50 to 100, half of those people might say yes, and half of those people are even likely to join the event itself. So you really want to have a lot of people that you're inviting, so you have a bigger potential for people to see the event itself. Now, this is really your hot market that you're reaching out to. This is not just random acquaintances. This isn't people that you've never talked to in the past year to 2, 5, 10 years, right? You want this to be a personal invitation. So it would make sense that you would invite people who are your personal family, friends. Maybe you have a following already on social media. That would be appropriate to put something out to them saying, hey, I'm doing a launch of this exciting information that I'm just really sharing with the world, and I would love for you to join me. That would make sense if you already have a following. But basic principle is, don't just send this invitation out to anybody at all. You want it to really be personal and go to the people who know, love, and care about you, right? So think about it. Think if you were opening a restaurant. Who would you invite to opening night? Who would it almost be weird not to share this with, right? So those people go on that list. So the next step number 3, is to invite your list. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to send a personal, private message to each and every person that is on your invitation list. Of course, we have the invite itself, the event page that we created in Facebook, and we will be sending that out to everybody. But a lot of times on Facebook, people are setting up so many events that unless somebody gets a private message letting them know they've been invited to an event, they may completely miss it. So you want to send a private, personal message to each person on your invitation list. There's an example here if you'd like to pause it. But basically, guys, you just want to sound like you, be authentic and share from the heart and be excited. It doesn't need to be a super long invitation, just very to the point and heartfelt, and just make sure it sounds authentically you. So basically now you've invited your people, and the next step that you want to do is promote. You want to be inside of that event page every single day leading up to your event. Now, it would be good to do the event, schedule the event no more than about 7 days, a week out, but probably no less than 3 days, because you want to have enough time to really promote it. Be in that page every day, sharing a little update, just thanking people for supporting, and just the excitement of, I can't wait to see you all at my launch event on such and such date and time. It's even better if you can go on a Facebook Live within the event, just get people kind of fired up, let them hear from you, thank them, share your gratitude for all of their support. And you can just do little teasers. Don't let the cat out of the bag. Don't be telling them what the name of the company is or what the name of the product is. Then they won't need to come to the event, right? They already know. So just little teasers, little excitements, just like you would promote any party or anything that you were going to invite people to. So the next step is the virtual launch event itself. Now, this is going to be hosted primarily in Zoom. Now, if you don't know what Zoom is, work with your team. They will be able to show you, but basically it's a video conference where anybody can join it. If people are going to attend from their computer, they can just click the link that you send them at the time of the event. If they're going to join from a tablet or an iPhone, they will need to download the free Zoom app sometime before the event itself. The other cool feature is that you can do a Zoom event, and you can also stream that live, Facebook Live, into your event page on Facebook. Now, if you're brand new, again, work with your team on this. You may not know these terms, you may not know how to do any of that technical stuff, but your team, your support team will help you. So what you want to do on that day of that actual virtual launch, the minute that that launch presentation begins, the first thing is that the host, the person actually having the launch, will get on and for no more than about 3 minutes will welcome their guests, thank them for being there, and then share their quick story, how this information came to them, what was their background before this, how this information came to them, why they're so excited, and what this has helped them to do, or what vision this has given them for their life. Then they're going to turn it over to the actual presenter, which is going to be a leader on their team. So ideally, it would be the person who enrolled the host is going to present, and it would be even better if they could co-present with one other leader in the upline support team. Not necessary, but always better to have just another leader on there if possible. And those leaders are going to be the ones doing the presentation of the information. The host is not the presenter. The host is just there to welcome everybody, thank them, and then turn it over to the presenters. Because remember, we always want to be the messenger, not the message. It's much more effective when we have somebody else doing the heavy work, especially when we're new. So, step 6, after the event. This is where you want to go back into your event page on Facebook and you want to make a post thanking everybody who attended and thanking everybody who's in that event just for their support. You also want to post the recording of that Zoom presentation inside of that event. Or if you streamed it Facebook Live, you won't necessarily need to do that, but it's always good just to have that option. So you also want to send individual messages to each person who attended, thanking them for being there, thanking them for their time. And then you also want to invite each person who attended or who RSVP'd to your invitation. You want to invite them to join your Facebook education groups, right? Like, see if they want to continue to get updates about this information that you're going to be sharing and then you're excited about. Step number 7 is the follow-up. The fortune is always in the follow-up, you guys. So after the event happens and after you've posted it in the event page, now the follow-up process starts. But really, what you would want to happen for an effective follow-up process is for the presentation itself to have wrapped up with a good way for there to be a call to action for your guests. So ideally, your presenter would have said something to the effect that you see here on the screen. At this point, you might be in one of a couple different places. Maybe you want to be a customer because you want these products right away. Maybe you want to be a distributor, and you want to get started on this mission with us. Or maybe you need a little bit more information. That's great. We can add you to our Facebook groups. You can look around. You can learn on your own time. That's awesome. Or maybe this isn't for you, but maybe you know somebody and a referral is awesome and always welcomed. So the presenter would give those options. So now your follow-up process is very simple. You just need to go back to each individual and ask them if they know which category they're in. But first, before you do that, remember, gratitude always. So thank them for being there. Thank them for their support. Let them know that you're excited either way and no pressure, but you would just love to know if they know what category they're in at this point. And again, you definitely want to make sure that at the end of all of this, you can still invite them into the education groups that you have on Facebook, because who knows, maybe they're not interested right now, but maybe down the road, maybe 6 months or a year later, they will see something that really excites them, and they'll be ready to either join you or have another conversation with you about all of this. So you guys, there's many reasons to do a virtual launch. It's really to let your people, let your network know that you're excited about something, and see if anybody is ready to join you in that effort. But when we're sending out those invites, we always like to let people know that we're not necessarily asking them to buy or join anything. We just want them to be there in support if they can. And that's really what is the amazing part about this, is if they're excited, they can join you. If they're not, there's no worries, there's no pressure. So I hope that was helpful, and that completes our Facebook training.